which have some foreign ingredient in them, and they're running out of what was purchased before the tariff war began. Second, some of America's largest companies...
Walmart just closed its doors in places like Homewood, Plainfield, and even parts of San Diego, and nobody saw it coming. Shoppers showed up to locked gates and closed permanently signs, while employees were left stunned and scrambling. The reason? A brutal fallout from Trump's tariffs, which hiked prices on Chinese imports and sent shockwaves through Walmart's razor-thin business model. Shelves emptied, costs skyrocketed, and suddenly, survival meant shutting down. If America's biggest retailer can't withstand the pressure, who's next?
And the Walmart chief just joined an attempted Trump tariff intervention, along with the CEOs of the other huge retailers, Target and Home Depot, to privately warn Trump.
When Walmart dropped the bombshell that it was closing multiple stores, including locations in Lincolnwood, Homewood, and Plainfield, people were stunned. I mean, it's Walmart. You don't expect to see those giant blue and yellow signs disappearing from your neighborhood overnight. In San Diego, folks got hit with the same shock. 2 stores there were also getting shut down, and it wasn't just the everyday shoppers who were upset. Local mayors and community leaders were stepping in, trying to figure out what the heck was going on. They knew that for many towns, Walmart isn't just a store, it's a lifeline. It's where families buy groceries, where people cash paychecks, and where thousands of folks work. So when those doors close, it's not just a minor inconvenience, it's a major disruption. But here's the thing, these closures weren't random. They were part of something much bigger. This wasn't just Walmart cutting off a few underperforming stores. It was a signal that the way Walmart does business is changing, and fast. This all traces back to a pretty aggressive move by Donald Trump. In his efforts to put pressure on China, he slapped huge tariffs on imported goods. At first, they soared to a jaw-dropping 145%. They settled around 30%, but even 30% is no joke. That kind of increase can totally flip a company's budget upside down. And for a retail giant like Walmart that lives and dies by low prices and tight margins, it was brutal. Their CFO, John David Rainey, didn't sugarcoat it. He came right out and said that the prices were going up, and fast. We're talking about the kind of price hikes that hit you where it hurts. Groceries, baby gear, and school supplies. It wasn't just some luxury stuff getting expensive. It was the essentials. Shoppers didn't need a news report to tell them something had changed. You could see it right there on the price tags. A Barbie doll that used to cost $10.49, now it's $14.99. Baby formula and bananas, things you buy weekly, were noticeably more expensive. That kind of spike can really throw off a family's budget. Trump had a response too. He said Walmart should just absorb the tariffs, as if a business could eat billions of dollars in costs and keep smiling. But anyone who's ever run a business, or just balanced a household budget, knows that's not how it works. Tariffs are like taxes, somebody's gotta pay for it, and more often than not, it's the customer at the checkout lane. While most of us were focused on the higher prices, Walmart was already making big moves behind the scenes. The company began shifting its supply chains away from the US, turning to countries like Vietnam, India, and Mexico to avoid the steep tariffs. Products that used to proudly say, "Made in America," were now quietly labeled with new origins. It wasn't about politics, it's about staying afloat.
Over, say, high prices during the inflation years that we had, imagine high prices and basic products also being wiped out, echoing the empty shelf panic of the pandemic.
Walmart isn't just tweaking a few things here and there, they're going full throttle into automation and artificial intelligence. If you've walked into a store lately, you've probably noticed it too. More self-checkout machines, fewer cashiers, some stores barely have any human cashiers at all, and it's not just in the front end. In the warehouses, it's robots stacking shelves, sorting inventory, and doing work that people used to just do a couple of years ago. On the surface, it sounds like progress. AI and robots sounds like the future. But let's be real here, it's mostly about cutting labor costs. Fewer people means fewer paychecks, fewer benefits, and fewer complaints. For a company like Walmart, which has millions of employees worldwide, that kind of automation saves serious money. But what does that mean for the workers who depend on these jobs? That's the part nobody wants to talk about. People who have been with the company for years are starting to feel the pressure. Some are being offered training for new roles, but many are simply being replaced, and quietly. It's a shift that has been happening slowly, but after the tariffs and the rising costs, Walmart clearly decided it was time to speed things up.
The post comes 2 days after Walmart CEO Doug McMillon warned on a quarterly earnings call that prices may rise amid the president's trade war with China and other nations.
While all this was unfolding, things got heated on the political side too. Donald Trump didn't hold back. Behind the scenes, he was furious with Walmart. He reportedly saw the company shift to foreign suppliers and increased automation as a betrayal, like Walmart was turning its back on American workers. And coming from someone who built a huge part of his platform on America First, that didn't age well. There were even talks that Trump considered pulling government contracts from the company as punishment. His supporters didn't stay quiet either. People who once saw Walmart as a proud piece of America started calling the company unpatriotic. It's crazy, considering how much Walmart has been a staple in American towns for decades. But when you combine store closures, rising prices, and robots taking over jobs, it's not hard to see why emotions are high. People felt abandoned, and that anger had to land somewhere. The numbers Walmart released in Q1 of 2025 gave a clearer picture of what's really going on. Sales were actually up, which might seem surprising. You'd think with all the backlash, shoppers would be staying away, but Walmart is still where millions of people go for affordable groceries, clothes, and home goods. They've managed to hold on to their customer base, at least for now. But the profit side of things, that's where things get shaky. Walmart wasn't raking in cash like it used to. The only reason they didn't take a bigger hit is because they acted fast. They cut jobs, slashed expenses, and stockpiled goods before the worst of the tariffs hit. In other words, they got creative and a little desperate. They're doing what they can to keep the business alive, even if it means changing everything from how products are sourced to how the stores are run.
I think in the long run, it may have a good impact. Price increase is always worrisome.
Also this weekend, tensions building on Capitol Hill.
This is the part that hits the hardest for regular folk. Not in the headlines, not in the boardrooms, but in real communities. When Walmart makes a move, entire towns feel the shift. In many rural areas, Walmart isn't just a store, it's the store. It's the biggest employer, the go-to for groceries, medicines, clothes, school supplies, you name it. So when a Walmart closes, it's not just an inconvenience, it's a full-on economic shockwave. People lose their jobs, and we're not talking about the employees inside of the store. It's also the truck drivers who make regular deliveries, the local farms and suppliers who used to stock their shelves, the janitors, the security staff, all gone. Families who relied on those paychecks are suddenly left scrambling. Some move away, others have to take lower paying jobs just to stay afloat. And when people have less money to spend, local restaurants, gas stations, even daycare centers start to struggle too. It creates a domino effect, where one store closing quietly pulls the plug on an entire community's economic stability. Even housing prices can take a dip. When a major employer like Walmart leaves, people aren't rushing to move in. Schools feel it too. Less tax revenue means fewer resources for students. These towns lose more than just jobs. They lose life, momentum, and hope. That's the question people keep asking. Technically, yes, Walmart still has stores across the country. The lights are still on. But emotionally, economically, it feels like they're inching away from the heart of America. It's not that they're being evil or spiteful. They're just trying to survive in a world where things change fast. Tariffs, inflation, supply chain chaos. The game changed, and Walmart had to adjust or get swallowed up. So what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.